Okay, so we will start the session. So for today, we will be actually going through the migration of the payroll data to our Gpayroll text module. And I will also be going through how to do the text pay item mapping. Then after that, I will show you the generation of the IRA form, followed by the Appendix 8A and 8B. And we also be showing you how to generate the IRAs form, and then how you can generate the electronic file for submission to IRAs. So there are some key dates that you need to remember. So for all the employers, you will need to actually file the tax forms by 1st of March. And for those that actually subscribe to our Gpayroll auto filings, you will need to actually complete all the tax processing and do the approval by 16th of Feb. And then for all the employees, they will be able to actually log in to IRAS to declare their income tax from 1st of March to 18th of April. So for employers who are actually issuing the employees' hard copy forms, the employees will need to declare their income tax by 15th of April. So these are some of the key dates that you want to take note. After this session, I will also be sending these slides to you. So there is a total of 4 forms. So there will be IRA, Appendix 8A, Appendix 8B, and IRAs. So I will go through what is the different forms for. So the most common one is the IRA form, which it will include all the employees, those that is doing full-time, part-time, foreigners, as well as company director. They will need to actually do the submission for IRA forms. Appendix 8A and Appendix 8B are usually not common, but these are applicable for employees, for example, who have like benefits in kind. Then employers will need to put in those benefits in kind in Appendix 8A. And for Appendix 8B, for example, some of the employees might be receiving stock option from the company. Then the employer will need to also declare that for the employees. And for IRAS, this will be applicable if there's any excess CPF payments that's being made. So you will be able to actually claim the excess CPF contribution from the CPF board. So later on, I will be going through with you on how to generate these forms from our Gpayroll tax system. So let's say if after the webinar, you have any questions, you can actually send in your queries to our support team at support@gpayroll.com. And you can also call us to our support hotline, or you can also live chat with our support team at our Gpayroll website. So now I will actually proceed to do the demo on the migration of how we migrate the payroll data to the tax system. Okay, so the screen that you are seeing now is actually a demo account. So I will be using this demo account to do a demo on how you will migrate your payroll data to the tax system. So on the left-hand side menu, you'll be able to see there is this function called the year-end tax. So I believe that most of you would have already completed the December payroll run. So once you have completed the December payroll run, you can click on the year-end tax module. So over here, you will select year 2016, and you can select the entity that you want to start the migration. So once you click on Start Migration, all the payroll data from our system will be migrated to the tax engine. So the page now refresh, and we are now at the data migration setup page. So over here, you will need to actually check the company information. So you click on Edit, and let's say if you need to make any changes, you can actually make the changes on this page to ensure that the company information is updated, because all this information will be populated on the tax forms. So one important item that I wanted to highlight is the submission type. So for Gpayroll, we do have clients that opt for the automation of tax filing, which means that Gpayroll is submitting the tax directly to IRAs. And there's also another group of Gpayroll clients that's actually doing the tax form submission on their own. So if let's say you are actually doing the tax submission on your own, you can click on manual so that you will be able to generate out the correct tax form format for you to upload into the IRAS portal. So for those that actually subscribe to Gpayroll auto filings, where Gpayroll help you to do the tax submission, you just need to select e-filings for all the tax forms. So in total, we will have 4 different types of tax forms. So IRAA is the most common. So all employees will have the IRAA forms, and the rest of the tax forms will only be applicable if there's like employees that has the like benefits in kind, stock option, or if they have CPF access. So over here, there will be the authorized person details. So this is the details where you need to input who will be the person that is signing off the tax form. So over here, you can put in the name of the authorized person. And if you have more than one authorized person, you can click on Add, and then you just enter the details. So if not, then you just keep it as one authorized person, and you click on Save Changes. So now, after you have saved the changes, verify all the details is correct, and then click on Next. Okay, so now we are at the second part, which is to ensure that you select all the employees that you want to process the tax. So over here, for example, I only have like one employee in the company. So I just need to include this one employee for tax processing. So after that, what you need to do is you click on Authorized Person. So this is the part where, let's say if you have more than one authorized approval, then you can assign which approver is the one that's going to approve the respective employee tax form. If not, then you just need to select the name of the authorized person. So all the employees will fall at this right-hand side. And then all you need to do is just to click on Save. And then the system will say it is successful. Then click OK. Then now you return back to the employee list. So after that, you can click on Next to proceed to the next part. So over here, this is the tax mapping. So for Gpayroll, we have already helped you to map all the different pay items to the respective tax category already. So all you need to do is to actually copy the settings, and all the pay items will then be populated over on the right-hand side. So you do not need to do any changes because all the tax nature is already set properly for you. So if you select the different IRA main group, you will be able to see the different categories, which will already help you to set it up as a standard. But let's say if you need to change, you will be able to change it over here. But usually for all our clients, usually they don't actually make any changes. They will just follow the same settings that we have preset So it will be quite easy for you. So all you need to do is to click on save and proceed to the next step. So that complete the tax mapping. So now we are at the stage where we will need to actually process the tax forms. So now we will start off with the IRAs. So you click on the authorized person and then you click on run. So over here, the system shows that the IRAS form is successfully processed. So let's say if you have any employees that has excess CPF contribution, over here it will indicate the number. But let's say if you do not have any employees having excess CPF contribution, then this will be reflected as 0. So let's say if you have employees that contribute excess CPF, later on you can still go back to the payroll and generate out the CPF report to actually check at which month you have contributed excess. And we will be able to actually auto-populate the data on the IRAS form for you to claim back the CPF excess contribution. So now we will proceed to process the Appendix 8A. So we click on Next. So for Appendix 8A, you will be required to download the template to fill up the details if you have any employees that has like additional benefits that you need to declare. So I have actually previously downloaded Appendix 8A template. So I will show you what are the information that you need to fill in. So the important items that we need to look at is actually the different type of benefits. So this is only applicable if your company have such benefits that you have given to the employees. So let's say, for example, I give my employees car benefits, and you need to declare this amount that's given to the employee. What you need to do is you go to the first worksheet. The action will be to put in as update, and you will reflect the employee name. So when you need to put in the car benefits, you need to refer to which is the column that you need to actually put in the amount. So over here it indicates 4.j. It belongs to car benefits. So I can go to the first worksheet and then I'll go to 4.j. So for 4.j, I can indicate I have given $3,000 for car benefits. And you do the same for the other items. So you can look through all these items and see if you have given these additional benefits to your employees, and you can declare them in Appendix 8A. So all you need to do is you save this template and you upload this template back to the Gpayroll software. And then once that is done, you can proceed to the next part. But for companies that do not have such kind of benefits given to the employees, you can skip this step. So you just click on next and proceed to the next tax form. So the next tax forms is Appendix 8B. So similar to Appendix 8A, you will download the template. So the template for Appendix 8B will look like this. So similar to Appendix 8A, for Appendix 8B, the important items that you need to look through is actually on this section, whereby let's say if you give any stock option for the employees, you can actually declare the amount on this worksheet. So for example, if you give any stock option to the employees, you will put in the declaration over here. So the action over here is you put in update, and then referring to the different columns, it represents the different description. So based on this, you will be able to actually put in the respective values over here. So if you refer to E, if you need to check what is E representing to, you go to setup, and then over here, E represent the exercise price of the ESOP. So similar to the other columns, if you need to check what is F belongs to, then you click on the setup and then look for F. So it will tell you what it represents. So this is for the Appendix 8B. So this is only applicable if you have any like stock options for the employees. Otherwise, you can skip this Appendix 8B and you proceed to the IRAA form. So you can click on next. So over here is the IRAA forms. So to process the IRAA forms, all you need to do is to click on complete. And the system will then show you that the IRAA forms generation is successful. And then you click OK. And then you just click next. So now you have actually completed the tax processing. So over here, you will need to check the tax forms for the employees. So I will start off with IRAA first, which is the most common tax forms. So all employees, they will need to have the IRAA forms. So you select the authorizer, and then you select the employees, and you click submit. So on the interface, it will show you the IRAA forms. So all you need to do is to verify all the details is correct and the values is correct. So let's say if you need to make any changes, you can still manually adjust the figure. So all you need to do is you click on the edit button, and on the interface you will be able to actually enter the amount. So let's say if all the tax forms is all good to go, all you need to do is you click on back, and then you will be able to actually check on the different tax forms. So let's say if you have Appendix 8B or Appendix 8A, you can actually generate these tax forms, and then you click on submit. So over here, you can also check whether the values of the Appendix 8A is correct. So if everything is okay, then just go back, and then you proceed to check the tax forms for Appendix 8B. So over here, you will be able to generate the Appendix 8B. So if Appendix 8B is okay, then can click on back. Then same for IRAS. So if you have employees that has contributed excess CPF, the values will appear over here. If everything is correct, just click on back. And after you have actually completed the tax form checking, you can also download the tax form in PDF, and you can email it to your employees. If not, what you can do is you can also release the tax forms on a particular date so that the employees can log into their account to view their own tax forms. So we have the form release setup, which you can actually set a date on when you want to release the tax forms. So let's say if all the tax forms is all correct, you will click on e-filing. So under e-filing, you will be able to generate the electronic file. So for those that is actually going to do the tax submission on your own, you can generate out the IRAS format from our software. So let's say if you need to generate out the IRAs form for the employees, you select the employees and you click the IRAs format. For PAT format, this is for those that is actually using Crimson Logic and they are doing the tax submission on their own. You can also generate the Crimson Logic format. But for those clients that is actually subscribing to our auto filings, you do not need to perform the manual upload of the electronic file. All you need to do is you write in an email to us to tell us that everything is all good to go, and our software will then be scheduled to help you to submit the tax forms directly to IRAS. So for those that is not going for the automation, you can always generate the tax file of the different tax forms over here under the e-filings. So we have the Appendix 8A, Appendix 8B, and the IRAA. So all you need to do is to generate the respective tax forms and generate the format. So I'll just briefly show you how it looks like. So the content will be in a text file. So you upload this text file to the IRAS portal. So that will actually complete the tax processing. So it's actually quite straightforward in terms of the processing. So let's say if you need to generate the report to check which whether the pay items, the tax nature, whether is it taxable or non-taxable, you can generate out the reports from our software. So let me show you the tax nature report. So over here, the tax nature report will display all the pay items that we have in Gpayroll, and it will also show you what is the category that we have actually categorized. So let's say if you need to make any changes to the tax category, you can actually do it under the migration setup stage. So over here, just now I've actually completed the migration. So let's say if you find that there is some changes that you need to do, similar to how you run your payroll, you can always reprocess the tax again. So you just do the same, click on next, and then you click on next. So this is the part for the tax mapping. So let's say if you refer to the tax nature report, and if you want to change some of the tax category, you'll be able to actually do it under this page. So let's say for example, the NS makeup pay. So maybe if I want to actually like make changes to the different category, I can actually select the different pay items, and then I can move the selector over to this left hand side. Then after that, you click on save. So over here, you need to select what is the new category that you want to shift this back salary to. So let's say if you want to put it into another category, you can select, say for example, so you can select a different IRA main group, and then you can actually shift the back salary to this group. So let's say for example, you can move this selected over here, and then the pay item will then fall under the right hand side, and then you can click on save, and then this pay item will then fall under this category. So what I've actually demoed just now is just an example. So let's say if you just want to follow our Gpayroll standard, then there's no need for you to perform this action, because all the tax forms is already defined with the correct tax nature already. So what I will do is I will bring the back salary back to the left hand side. I will put it back to the original place. So I will click on save. Then I will go back to gross salary category and I will put back the back salary pay item back to this category. So I just move the selected over to the right hand side and then I click save. So this is how you can change the tax nature of the pay items. So let's say if you encounter employees that have CPF excess contribution where you need to file the IRAs form and you need to check at which month there is a CPF excess. You click on back to the HR dashboard. It will bring you back to the payroll module. So over here, you will need to go to reports. So under payroll reports, you'll be able to generate out the CPF report. So under the CPF report, you will be able to check at which month there's a CPF excess or shortfall. So that is basically what we have for the webinar for the year-end tax migration. So maybe for those that is actually online, maybe if you have any question, you can share with me and I will try to answer. Do you have any questions? If there's no questions, then I will actually end the webinar. And what I will do is I will actually share the video of the webinar and I will post it online. So once the video is live, then I will share with you the link. So after this session, I will send you an email with the slides. And also once the video is ready, then I will share with you the URL link so that you can refer to the video. If you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to us. So the contact support team, the details is over here. Okay, so if there's no questions, then I will end the session. Thanks everyone for attending the webinar today. So do reach out to us if you face any difficulties, and then we will assist you with the tax processing.